Hi, I'm Caroline Hunter, a candidate for the Cambridge School Committee. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my educational background. I've lived in Cambridge for more than 50 years and have been at my current address for 45 years. As a school committee candidate, I'm very qualified. I'm a parent of a student who went K through 12 through the Cambridge Public School System. I'm a retired teacher and administrator, 34 years in the Cambridge Public School System. So I've done all the work that it requires for teachers and parents to evaluate in terms of the service delivery. At Cambridge Range and Latin, I originally taught SAT preparation and college algebra and MCAS prep. I also taught in the evening SAT prep at the Workforce Development at Jefferson Park. I also, while at Range and Latin, served as a college advisor for many programs, the Mass PEP, the Black Student Union, and also taught mediation to ninth grade classes. I subsequently became the assistant principal, under which I served under 4 different principals. As the assistant principal, I was responsible for the supervision of the high school, supervising the custodial staff, evaluating teachers, scheduling students, supervising the catalog, the assembly, as well as the full-service building that operates essentially from 6 a.m. to midnight. As a teacher, I've written curriculum, supported students, prepared lessons, talked to parents, adjusted curriculum, and supported students in many, many ways. My college algebra classroom in the beginning had enough students to have a special educator in the room, and so we were able to advance most of those students. So at the midterm, half of my students were placed in an intermediate class, and another class was collapsed, and I got the rest of those students. So I have the experience as supporting young people throughout their journey. I'm currently the vice chair of the school committee, and our obligations are to prepare the budget, supervise the superintendent, and to set policy. As a representative of the school committee, I'm the vice chair, so that means in addition to the 18 required meetings, myself and the mayor also have another 18 meetings with the superintendent, because before every school committee meeting, there's a meeting with the superintendent to set policy and to work on the agenda. I've also participated in successful contract negotiations for 3 of the units, paraprofessionals, clerks, and safety specialists, all whose work I have supervised as an educator and as an administrator, and I believe we satisfied these contracts very well, resolved these contracts. I'm also on the governance subcommittee and the school council ad hoc committee as the vice chair. I participated in learning walks this year where we focused on our middle schools, and even had high school students lead us in a roundtable where they talked to the middle school students in the fishbowl situation, while the adults and attendees were able to hear the experiences of middle students as they talked about responding to school goals and environment and all the things that they need to make a successful education, things around belonging. In addition, I've attended many school events, the youth summit at the high school, many concerts, art exhibits, capstone for 2 years at CSUS, and the Pause Day of Self for 2 years. I've also been a speaker at the King Open School for 2 successive events. It's my goal to serve the parents and families of the Cambridge Public Schools with my knowledge and experience as an educator and my experience as a parent, former parent of a Cambridge Public School students. I bring this to the table. I have, my original degree was in science, where I have a bachelor's in science. I was a scientist at the Polaroid Corporation, where I came to love education because I worked with adults who didn't have their high school diploma. Subsequent to that, I got a master's in education from Antioch Institute of Adult Education and received the Conant Fellowship, where I received my master's in administration and planning from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. So I bring more than 40 years of education, 34 years in the Cambridge Public Schools, experience as a parent, as a administrator, and the only teacher to ever serve on the Cambridge Public School, on the Cambridge School Committee. I ask for your number 1 vote. I look forward to serving you again. Caroline Hunter, vote number 1 for Cambridge School Committee. Thank you.